Welcome, everybody, to week number 4 of Transformational Business Tips. And this week we have the fabulous Miss Allison Volk with us as our distinguished guest. And this week, in case you don't remember, was all about distinguishing your passion and what you really love in life and what you want to do from your profit. And how sometimes they can go together, but you need to provide a little strategy, you need to provide a little thinking. Just because you love underwater basket weaving does not mean you can support your family with it. So this week is all about how to empower yourself so you can express your passion and you make a profit. And I can't think of a better example and example of that being possible than Miss Allison Volk. So Allison, in case you missed the introduction, is a playwright, an actress. She's also the blog babe. So where you'll find out more about her. So first, Allison, thanks so much for taking the time to be on this interview with us today.
Oh, thanks so much, Rose. It's really a pleasure to be here.
That's great. Is anything you want to tell everybody about you? Do you want to have just a brief what we should know about you?
No business
Sure,
tips.
sure.
Alert
So,
from calendar.
oh my God, my calendar is
Transformational business tips.
Did you hear that?
The first part about living your passion is you include all of life. Computer reboots, your calendar talks to you.
Yeah,
And you go, here we go, here's life.
So I'm really excited to be here because I love what you said about empowering yourself to really do your passion but still make a living and be able to live a normal life. That really resonates for me because I'm an actress here in Los Angeles, and I'm also a screenwriter and a playwright. And I hear the starving artist conversation all the time from a lot of my colleagues. And I'm not going to be a starving artist. I just won't. So I created a business called The Blog Babe. And since I specialize in writing in other people's voices, that's what I do all the time when I'm writing scripts and when I'm on stage acting. So I turned that into a business where I essentially ghostwrite blog posts for small businesses and entrepreneurs and personality brands, and I really help them build a strong online presence.
It's really great. Tell me about a little bit about how you ended up doing this as a profession, other than you were committed to not being a starving artist.
Yeah, well, it kind of happened on accident because I was working as a fitness instructor to keep my bills paid, and I was having a lot of problems. I would get an audition, but I would have to teach a bar method class, and I would, it was troubling because I would have to get my shift covered in the last second, and that was very difficult. So this business allows me to work virtually. I spent the month of September shooting a film in Colorado, but I still kept my clients because I could be on set, and when I had a down moment, I could go do some writing, and I can call my clients from anywhere.
That's awesome. Tell us a little bit about what did you have to sacrifice, or what did you have to put up with or learn in order to be able to create this life? Because the life that you and I are describing is one that everybody thinks that they want. But I know, and you know, the reality of it is not necessarily that way. So how do you keep your, what did you have to confront, and then how do you keep yourself positive and motivated?
Well, that's a really good question. I really had to deal with, when you work a job for someone else, the money just appears in your bank account every couple of weeks, and you don't. It's good. All you have to do is show up and do it, and then you get the money. But when you're working for yourself, yeah, there's an element of freedom that's really important to me. But if you don't bring in the money, no one's gonna do it.
Right.
So there's a level of responsibility, and you have to show up every day. And sometimes on the weekends, and sometimes you're working all night because you just have to make sure that you can keep things going.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a sacrifice.
That's good, and I can get that. It sounds to me like it's one way that you actually get to express what you're passionate about, is you have created something that's all yours, and you're all in, and it's all yours.
Yeah.
So do you have any tips or suggestions for people in two areas, particularly small business owners or anything about blogging? Because everybody needs a blog, right? And so that's one. And then the other one is, what about the act of the strategy and the thinking that went into turning something you love into a business and a profit?
Oh, yeah. So when it comes to blogging, I tell my clients, I tell everyone that will listen to me, that you need to have a blog because everything is online now, and you have to have a blog that is posted to regularly and consistently. And people always are like, oh, I don't want to do that whenever I say that, but it's really true, because when people come to see your website, if they see that you posted, last June,
yeah,
that's a dead giveaway that you're kind of like not really sure what you're doing. Maybe you're not doing it anymore. And the more regularly you can churn out the content, the more you're perceived as an expert, and also the more searchable you are on Google. So, oh my God, I could go on about this for hours.
What about the process of the strategy that led you to that? So any advice you have for us small business owners about what it took for you to do that thinking or to come up with this idea? Any strategy for them that you would offer them?
Yeah, definitely.
Or how do they do that? How do they come up with their blog, babe?
Okay, here's how I did it. I sat down and I made a list of things that I know I'm good at, that I could help somebody else with, and I made a list of things I needed. I needed to be able to work virtually. I needed to make X amount of money so that I could pay my bills. I needed to have this amount of time. And when I looked at the list of things I was good at, I thought, ugh, no one's going to pay me to write. But that's not true, because I totally take for granted the fact that I know how to write, and some people just don't, or they don't have time. So those two lists next to each other will present some really interesting opportunities. I would really encourage anyone to try that.
That is awesome. Thank you. And then last question for you is, what is some of your best blogging resources? So what would you recommend for people just starting out?
WordPress, for one. In my experience, it is the best, most versatile blogging platform. You can do so much with WordPress, and you can also start your blog for free on WordPress. Secondly, Shutterstock.com is a place where you can buy stock photography, but instead of just posting a stock photo, I really encourage people to make it their own. So take it, if you can't afford Photoshop, take your stock image over to Pixlr.com, and that's Pixlr.com, and just play around with it. Put your logo on it. Make it fun.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Thanks for the tips, and thanks for you make it sound fun and expressive, which I think is a key aspect of. It's an indicator that somebody has taken what they love and turned it into a profit. So I really appreciate your tips and your contribution to everyone.
Yeah, thanks so much, Rose. You can learn more about my stuff at theblogbabe.com.
Yay! Thanks. Bye.